Ford uses 0W-20 in the US, but 5W-30 elsewhere for real reasons. I'm RJ, and I'll explain why Ford specs differ and what's best for your engine. Hi, I'm RJ. I've spent 20 years under Ford hoods, seeing owners treat engines well, badly, or with misplaced confidence. I've torn down motors that followed dealer oil specs and ones where owners swapped grades for climate or duty. Same blocks and turbos, different outcomes based on oil and use. I'll cut through the marketing noise and explain why viscosity recommendations differ, regulations, temperature, fuel quality, and driving style, and when 0W-20 works versus when 5W-30 offers better protection for owners. Let's start simple because most people skip this and then get confused. The numbers on the bottle tell you two things. The first number, with the W, is cold start behavior, how thin the oil flows at low temperature. The second number is how thick the oil stays at operating temperature. So 0W-20 flows easier at cold start than 5W-30, but at 210 degrees Fahrenheit, both should maintain enough film strength for engine protection. In theory. The trick is the in theory part. The chemistry inside that 0W-20 and that 5W-30 can be very different. Additives, detergents, dispersants, anti-wear packages, shear stability. So two oils with the same numbers can behave differently. In practice, 0W-20 reduces internal drag slightly. You might gain a fraction of an mpg. And that matters a ton at a fleet scale. But that lower viscosity also means less cushion for high-load parts under extreme conditions, like towing up a steep grade, long highway pulls with heavy loads, or repeat hot starts. That's why the decision isn't purely mechanical. It's a compromise. Why the US often gets 0W-20, regulations and fleet averages. Here's the first practical reason. In the US, manufacturers chase corporate average fuel economy, CAFE, and greenhouse gas targets. Those targets reward lower fuel consumption across the fleet. Thinner oil reduces parasitic drag on the crank and accessory drives and gives a small mpg bump. Multiply that across hundreds of thousands of vehicles, and those tenths of mpg matter, so Ford specifies 0W-20 here to hit those regulatory numbers. It's not malicious, it's math. But the key point is that the US spec is a regulatory and marketing decision as much as an engineering one. Where those regulatory pressures are different, say in Europe, Australia, or the Middle East, Ford often uses thicker oils that their engineers originally designed the engines around, 5W-30 or even 5W-40 for hotter regions. So you get a US sticker recommending 0W-20 because it helps the company meet MPG averages, while overseas the same engine might ship with a 5W-30 because the local conditions and regulations make that a better fit. Climate. Ambient temperature changes oil behavior more than you think. Let me be blunt. Temperature matters more than most owners realize. If you live where winters drop to sub-zero, 0W-20 helps cold starts. It flows quickly to bearings and turbo before you even drive. That reduces wear on a cold day. Conversely, in desert heat or the Australian outback, where daily highs stay in the hundreds, engine oil sees higher average temps and more shear. Thicker base oil, 5W-30, holds oil film better under sustained high-temperature load. I've opened engines from Arizona and the Middle East that used 5W-30 their whole life, and internals looked cleaner around timing chains and cam phasers compared to some US 0W-20 engines driven hard in hot climates. If you combine hot weather with towing, 5W-30 gives a stronger lubricating film and is often a safer choice. Next big piece? How you drive matters far more than the sticker. City commuters who do short trips and cold starts will benefit from 0W-20 because it flows quicker at startup and reduces short trip wear. But if you tow frequently, haul heavy loads, or do long highway pulls, your engine is under higher thermal and mechanical stress. Thicker oil helps protect timing chains, hydraulic tensioners, cam phasers, and turbo bearings in those duty cycles. I've had customers who drove their 3.5 EcoBoost trucks mostly on the highway with big trailers, After switching to a quality 5W-30 and shorter oil intervals, the timing chain stretch and cam phaser noise problems went down. That's not magic. Thicker oil gives more film strength under load and helps control wear when temperatures stay up. Oil chemistry. Thin doesn't always mean weaker. Additives matter. Here's where things get nerdy, but stay with me. Viscosity is not the whole story. Two oils with the same numbers can use different additive packages. Some 0W-20s are formulated with robust anti-wear additives, ZDDP, friction modifiers, and shear-stable synthetic bases that behave like a light 5W-30 under high stress. Conversely, a cheap 5W-30 without proper anti-wear chemistry will perform worse than a high-quality 0W-20. That's why I tell customers don't pick viscosity alone. Pick a reputable oil meeting Ford specs, API and Ford WSS specs. Use full synthetic oils from trusted brands. Here in the shop, I prefer oils with strong shear stability and higher HTHS, high temperature, high shear numbers, if the truck tows a lot. HTHS is a better metric than just 30, because it tells you how the oil maintains film strength under stress. Turbos and cold starts. Why thin oil helps and where it fails. Turbochargers love circulation. When you cold start and hit boost before oil warms, the turbo bearings are spinning super fast with minimal lubrication. 0W-20 flows quickly and gets oil to the turbo sooner, which helps in cold climates. But heavy boost or long high-load operation at high temps needs oil that won't shear down and lose film strength. That's where some 0W-20s struggle if they have poor HTHS. In plain terms, 0W-20 reduces wear on cold starts, 5W-30 protects better under continuous high load. If you live in a cold climate and do short trips, 0W-20 makes sense. If you live where it's hot and you tow heavy loads, 5W-30 is often the safer bet. Timing chains, phasers, and how oil viscosity influences wear. Now let's talk timing chains and phasers, a topic that gets owners sweating when it's brought up. Modern Ford V6 and V8 timing systems often use hydraulic phasers and tensioners that rely on oil pressure and clean oil. Thinner oil moves faster through small passages and phaser guts during cold starts. But if it's too thin under heat and load, it can allow more chain stretch and wear over time, especially if owner intervals are long and the system gets contaminated. I've seen EcoBoost timing guides, rails, and phasers with accelerated wear on trucks that always ran 0W-20 and were run hard in heat or towing. Conversely, engines run on a quality 5W-30 with proper change intervals often show less chain elongation when used in heavy-duty cycles. Again, it's duty cycle dependent. Fuel quality, detergents, and oil breakdown, the invisible enemy. Another difference between markets is fuel quality. In some regions, fuel has higher sulfur, more contaminants, or fewer detergents, and that changes how oil ages. Contaminated fuel can form acids and varnish that attack oil additives, causing faster sludge and deposit formation. Thicker oils with stronger detergent dispersant packages help stabilize those contaminants longer. That's one reason Ford often recommends thicker grades in regions with variable fuel quality. In the US, fuel standards are more consistent and detergents in modern fuels are higher, which pairs better with a well-formulated 0W-20. Oil change intervals. What the dealer says versus what the shop does. Dealers love long service intervals because they fit warranty schedules and keep customers happy with lower costs between visits. But in my shop, we often shorten intervals based on duty cycle. If a truck tows, hauls, or lives in extreme temps, I tell owners to cut the oil change interval. For 0W-20, that might be every 5,000 miles or less when under heavy use. For 5W-30 synthetic, you might get away with 7,500 or 10,000 miles in mild service, but I still monitor oil condition. The bottom line? Match interval to use, not just the sticker. A A million-mile engine didn't get there on a 10K interval while towing heavy loads. It got there on oil changes that respected its work. Warranty, dealership advice, and legal considerations. Look, if your truck is under warranty, follow Ford's owner's manual. Using a different viscosity can complicate warranty claims if the dealer can tie a failure to oil selection. I've had customers insist on a heavier oil and then get pushed through red tape when an engine problem arose. That said, many dealers and independent shops will accept a justified deviation when the owner documents why they needed 5W-30, extreme climate, constant towing, or repeated oil analysis results. If you plan to run a different grade, talk to your dealer, get it in writing if possible, and keep oil analysis reports. It's the safest way to protect yourself. Real shop stories. Same engines, different oils, different results. Let me give you real examples from my bay. I had two identical 3.5 EcoBoost F-150s brought in for valve timing noise. One had mostly highway miles and had always run 5W-30, overseas spec. The internals looked tidy, timing chains within spec, turbos with minimal shaft play. The other, a US truck, had 0W-20 for 140,000 miles, spent summers towing, and had stretched timing chains and early phaser noise. We swapped to a stronger synthetic 5W-30 and tightened oil change routines. Next inspection, noise stabilized and oil analysis improved. Another customer in Minnesota ran factory 0W-20, did short trips only, and his truck behaved perfectly for 250,000 miles. Same engine, different use, different outcome. That's the whole point. Match oil to what the truck actually does. When to stay with 0W-20. The conservative, OEM-friendly cases. If you're a typical US commuter who does mostly short trips, drives in a temperate or cold climate, and doesn't tow heavy loads, 0W-20 is fine. It flows fast at cold start, reduces short trip wear, and helps miles per gallon. Use a high-quality full synthetic that meets Ford's WSS M2C946A or the current Ford spec. Follow oil change intervals recommended for your duty cycle, and you'll be fine. Keep an eye on oil consumption, run periodic oil analysis if you want extra peace of mind, and don't extend intervals just to save money. When to consider 5W-30, and how to do it safely. If you tow frequently, live in very hot climates, or do long highway pulls, or run aftermarket tunes that increase cylinder pressures, 5W-30, a high-quality Ford-approved formulation, is often the safer choice. It holds stronger film at high temperature and can reduce timing chain stretch and turbo wear under continuous load. But do it smart. Choose a synthetic 5W-30 that meets Ford specs, document your reason, shorten oil change intervals if you're pushing the truck hard, and consider oil analysis to show the dealer you're maintaining the engine properly. If the truck is under warranty, speak to the dealer or get a written service exception to avoid warranty headaches. Recommended oil qualities. What to look for on the bottle. Don't get hung up on brand hype. Look for full synthetic API service rating, SN or later, and most importantly for Fords, the Ford WSS specification printed on the bottle, or the manufacturer's datasheet. If it lists HTHS, that's a good sign for high load stability. Brands I use in the shop? I pick reputable full synthetic oils from Motorcraft, Mobil 1, Shell Rotella for diesels, Pennzoil Platinum, and Redline for special cases. But the key is matching the oil spec to your duty cycle. If you need a thicker HTHS, pick a 5W-30 with a strong anti-wear package. Practical rules of thumb for owners. No nonsense. All right, let's make this actionable. Here are the rules I live by and tell customers every day. If you commute, do short trips and don't tow, stick with 0W-20 and follow manual intervals. Use quality full synthetic. If you tow, haul, or live in very hot conditions, consider 5W-30, synthetic, shorten oil change intervals, and use oil analysis. If you're under warranty, follow Ford spec or get approval in writing before changing. Use reputable oil and change filters every time. Cheap oil plus thin viscosity plus long intervals equals engine trouble. If you run a tune or higher boost, use high HTHS 5W-30 and monitor oil consumption. Weekly dipstick checks on long hauls. Look at level and color. If you're burning oil or it smells of fuel, check sooner. Cost talk. What repairs look like and how oil decisions affect bills. Let's talk dollars because this is what most owners care about. Timing chain phaser jobs on EcoBoost engines can run into the thousands, typically $2 to $5K depending on labor and parts. Turbo replacements, $1,500 to $3,000 each. Head gasket jobs and major top-end repairs, far more. Now compare that to oil cost. A few extra dollars per quart for high-quality 5W-30 versus a cheap 0W-20 is nothing next to a $2,000 timing job. If you tow or live in heat, spending the extra dollar on better oil and more frequent changes is the cheap insurance policy. Oil analysis, the secret weapon and how to use it. If you want to be scientific, and many fleet guys do, run oil analysis. It costs about $25 to $40 per sample and tells you coolant contamination, wear metals, soot, fuel dilution, and additive depletion. I recommend a baseline sample at 3,000 miles after a switch or a major service, and then a periodic check every 5K to 10K. If you see metal spikes or fuel dilution, you have evidence to justify changing grade or interval and to show the dealer if warranty questions arise. Oil analysis removes the guesswork. My shop checklist for owners who want to switch grades safely. If you decide to switch from 0W-20 to 5W-30 because of towing or heat, here's exactly what I do in the shop and what you should ask for. Drain old oil and replace the filter. Don't top off and hope. Use a high-quality synthetic 5W-30 meeting Ford spec. Drive gently for the first 500 miles to allow sealing surfaces to seat. Check oil level at 50 miles and again at 300 miles. Run oil analysis at 1,000 miles to confirm no odd contamination. Shorten interval by 20 to 30% for the first few oil changes to watch behavior. Do that and you'll avoid 90% of the warranty headaches or wear surprises. Common owner myths debunked. Rapid fire. Quick myth busting so you don't fall for the internet noise. Myth. Thicker oil always reduces MPG. False. Small MPG losses happen, but user habits kill MPG faster than oil. Myth. Oil viscosity is the main thing. False. Additive chemistry and oil quality are equally important. Myth. You can run any synthetic in any engine. False. Use oils that meet the proper specs. Myth. If my manual says 0W-20, I'm stuck. Not necessarily, but be smart. Document and watch oil analysis and warranty terms. Final shop-tested recommendations, short and actionable. If you want the short answer I give customers in the Bay: daily driver, short trips, U.S. temperate cold climate, 0W-20, full synthetic, follow intervals. Towing, heavy loads, sustained highway and hot climate or tuned engines, change to a high-quality 5W-30 synthetic with high HTHS, shorten intervals, and do oil analysis. Under warranty and unsure? Follow the manual or talk to the dealer and document your reason for changing viscosity. Always use a reputable oil brand, change filters, check levels, and perform periodic oil analysis. If this is helping you, hit that like button. It tells me you want more real shop-tested advice. Drop a comment with your Ford model, engine, where you live and how you drive, and I'll tell you exactly what I'd run in that setup. Alright, final word. Oil selection isn't religious. It's math, logic, and duty cycle. The factory spec is a good starting point, but your truck's actual life, towing, climate, and how you drive should guide your oil strategy. A good oil choice and honest maintenance beat a sticker-driven debate any day. If you want more, next week I'll tear down a 3.5 EcoBoost head and show you what thin oil and poor maintenance look like up close. It's ugly, but you'll learn a lot. If you found this useful, subscribe. I post real repair stories, real costs, and real fixes for Ford owners. Keep your oil clean, keep the dipstick in your truck, and I'll see you in the shop.